What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Logan Stanley and the never-ending experiment and development of, himself, I guess. I cannot believe that we're still sitting here today, as Jets fans, as hockey fans, and being subjected to Logan Stanley playing hockey. It's not his fault that he's being put into the lineup, first of all. Not upset at Logan Stanley. He's trying his hardest out there. But the guy sucks. The guy is fucking horrible. It's over, man. It's over. It's been over for 4 years. This guy is not going to be an NHL player. This guy is not going to be an NHL caliber player. But here we are today talking about Logan Stanley and how he's still a detriment to this Winnipeg Jets team and how there doesn't seem to be any urgency whatsoever to getting him out of the lineup, on a regular basis. I'm starting to wonder, if the Jets add a defenseman, is he even going to come out? Because now we've seen... all year there's been a rotation among defensemen up until around the beginning of January, and that started to change. Stanley started to get, all of the minutes in that third lefty position. No matter how bad he played, he would still get those minutes. And, when they finally decided, hey, we should probably give Ville a couple of games, get Ville Heinola in there, they would play Ville on his offside, or they would play Stanley on his offside. To make sure that Stanley still gets his minutes, still gets his development in. It's just exhausting. I think I make probably 2 videos a year talking about this when it's like, oh yeah, he's going to be out of the lineup. Oh, it looks like the Jets have an opportunity to play a player in front of him here. Oh, and he still gets minutes somehow. I don't know what he has on this organization. I don't get it. I don't know what the love affair is with this guy. But this is the only thing on this entire roster, pretty much, that's been bad this year. This Jets team has been the best team in the NHL for pretty much the entire year. They've been setting records left, right, and center, personal and league records. And they still have Logan Stanley on the back end. Imagine if they didn't. Imagine what they could do with a competent bottom-pairing defenseman. Teams can hide bottom-pairing defensemen that suck. We've seen that in the NHL. There's a lot of bad defensemen that have won a lot of Stanley Cups, Cody Ceci being one of them, and many others on that list. But in the playoffs, you have Logan Stanley playing. They are going to pick on him, just like they did a season ago with the Colorado Avalanche. We saw it. They went after him. They bullied him. He looked like trash, and he was trash. Get ready for that again this season, because it doesn't matter who you play in the first round, the second round, third round, and in the Cup final. They're going to be picking on Logan Stanley because they know he is their weakest link. It is night in, night out. This guy stinks over and over and over. No fault of his own. He is trying out there, but he is not an NHL caliber defenseman. He's just not. And when the Jets have other guys that are, maybe not even NHL caliber defensemen, such as Ville Heinola or Hayden Fleury, they are still better. They have shown better flashes than Stanley has all season long. What does Stanley do out there? Nothing. He can't play any physical game really without, being out of position. So when he does make a big hit or something, it leads to a 2-on-1 going the other way. It reminds me a lot of Mark Stewart with his pinches. It's really hard to watch sometimes. And then, in the offensive zone, he creates some offense, but if he goes below the, the dots or anything, it's gone the other way. He can't catch up. So I don't know. It's just really frustrating because there are so many players in this league available that are free agents right now, are being put on waivers. I'm praying for a waiver claim to get this guy out of there. But I know it won't happen because this org loves Logan Stanley. We've seen it over many other players such as Ville Heinola. Heinola is, the poster boy for the guy that Stanley's killed careers for, right? But if you look at, going back way down the line here, there's so many more names. Look at Jonathan Kovacevic and what he's turned into over there in New Jersey. A really great defenseman over there. Not top pairing or anything, but a really serviceable guy that the Jets could really use on their back end. Also, he's 6'5". If we keep on going down the list, let's look at Declan Chisholm. Oh yeah, he didn't get a shot because of Stanley either. Got put on waivers. Minnesota picked him up, just like, Jonathan Kovacevic. Chisholm, really good defenseman for the Wild, playing on the bottom pairing. Wouldn't you rather have a guy like that? I would. And then Dylan Sandberg nearly did the same thing to him, but luckily Sandberg was so good that they couldn't deny him any more minutes and he got his shot. So good for Dylan Sandberg, for overcoming the Logan Stanley curse. And then, of course, to this day, we have Ville Heinola. Hard to watch this. The poor guy. I think he's going to be moved in the next couple of weeks. I hope he gets a fresh start because it is hard to watch his career, just floundering, not getting minutes. And when he does get minutes after not playing for 2 months, it's like, oh, hey, look, he's not playing very well. Well, yeah, I'd imagine he's a little rusty, right? So, I don't know. This is just, I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm just horrified of playoff time, because we've seen how little mistakes can end up in the back of your net. The Jets do not need any additional little mistakes when it is so easily avoidable. You can go get a bottom pairing left-hand defenseman for, a 4th round pick. Anything. Anybody would be better than Logan Stanley. The Jets absolutely need to fill that hole. I know there's a lot of talk right now about who the Jets are going to add and, the big splashes and everything. The biggest splash that they could add right now would be a left shot defenseman to get Stanley out of the top 6. He shouldn't be on your roster. Definitely should not be in your top 6. So I don't know why he's still here. If you're serious about winning a Stanley Cup and you want a big bruiser on the back end there, fine. Go trade for one. Go pick one up off the street. I don't care. Anybody except this guy. Call up fucking Solomonson from the AHL. Anything. Please just put this guy away. Don't let him touch the ice. And if there's an injury in the playoffs and he has to wheel his stuff out there, you know what? Fine. If you have him as your 7th, if you absolutely need to hold on to him, I think it's a stupid mistake, but fine. I just can't believe that this guy is going to be likely on the roster come playoff time. And if he costs the Jets a trip to the Cup this season, in a year where there's really nobody, pulling away here so far in the regular season, outside of maybe Winnipeg and Washington, if they lose their chance to do something special this season because they can't get over their affinity for Logan Stanley, I will be sick. There's no reason for this anymore. You're not a trash team, just trying to develop players. I don't understand the whole development thing with Stanley. I don't understand the constant gaslighting with, hey, Ville Heinola is, my favorite player. I love Ville Heinola, and then not playing him. I don't get it. We've been through 3 coaches where we just haven't played guys that are obviously better than Stanley. And the only reason that I can think about it is because he's tall. That's the only reason I can think. He doesn't play tall. He doesn't play good. He doesn't play well. All 3 of the guys that I've talked about before this, outside of Sandberg, obviously, as he's turned himself into one of the better defensemen on this team, are on other teams right now, killing it. The only one that I think didn't work out was Sami Niku, who, is in Finland right now, and he's one of the better Finnish defensemen over there in that league. So, I just ask, why is he still here? I don't get it. In 2 weeks, I hope he's not here anymore. I hope he's at least the 7th defenseman on this team. It's just ridiculous at this point. I don't know. It's been bothering me for a little while. I don't want to keep beating this dead horse. But you've got something legitimately special this season, and the best teams in the league are going to exploit that weakness. And I really hope the Jets, wake up, see what's happening here, and make a move accordingly. Because this can't happen. This cannot happen this year. We've seen it happen in past years. This cannot happen in this one. Got a shot for the President's Trophy. Got a really good solid team that's poised to add even more to this roster. I just hate to see this team get held back by the choice to keep Stanley in the lineup night in, night out. I hope in the next 2 weeks something happens, but I don't have a lot of faith in it, with the track record that the Jets have had over the last 4 to 5 years. That's all I got. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, see you in the next one. Go Jets, go. Bye-bye.